My compassionate and imaginative Pisces friend, hello and welcome. My name is Mina, and I'm here to offer you a 3-card reading exploring the themes of you, your path, and your potential. I invite you to consider what the reading reveals about possible challenges, opportunities, and personal growth for the week ahead. Take a deep breath, rest your mind, and let's see what the cards have to share with you today. Pisces, this week you might notice an ache beneath the surface, a quiet longing that pulls your attention back to places you thought you'd left behind. There's a sense of standing at the threshold of something new, but with the aftertaste of memories and past efforts still shaping how you feel. You may catch yourself wondering if you're ready to step forward, or if the familiar ache is asking to be heard just a little longer. The present feels rich with possibility, yet colored by the soft shadows of old dreams, unfinished conversations, or the gentle ache of nostalgia. There's a desire to move, to act, to express, but it's mixed with a careful awareness of what's at stake. You hold a quiet wisdom about when to speak and when to let silence do its work. This week, it's as if you're carrying both anticipation and a tender patience within you, listening for a cue that hasn't yet arrived. In your current inner landscape, the King of Wands rises as a subtle but steady force. You sense your own readiness in small decisions, the way you choose your words, the moments you let your vision guide you rather than doubt. There's a fire beneath your calm, a confidence that doesn't need to shout to be felt. Even as you move through everyday routines, you become aware of a growing urge to shape your own direction, to assert yourself with clarity and warmth. Not every impulse is followed through. Sometimes you notice how quickly you can retreat from the edge of action, weighing whether your energy is truly understood by those around you. There's a tension here, the need to be seen as capable and wise, while also protecting the parts of yourself that still feel uncertain or unfinished. You may find yourself holding back, not out of fear, but out of a desire to act from the right place at the right time. Others sense your quiet authority, whether you're leading a conversation, offering advice, or simply moving through your day with intention. This week, the challenge is to trust your instincts. You're balancing the urge to initiate with the wisdom to wait, and it's in this space that your true strength begins to show. The King of Wands in you is not about dominance or control, but about knowing the depth of your passion and choosing how and when it moves into the world. You recognize the impact your presence has on others and the responsibility that comes with it. There's a subtle pride in how you carry your vision, even if you are the only one who fully sees it for now. Beneath any external calm, your inner fire is alive, waiting for that moment when action feels not only possible but inevitable. This strong inner posture begins to set the tone for the week's unfolding events. The tension between readiness and restraint becomes the lens through which you perceive opportunities and challenges. The way you hold your energy, neither rushing nor withholding, creates a kind of magnetic field around you. People may look to you for direction or sense a change in your approach, even if they can't name it. Conversations feel more charged. Choices seem to carry more weight. It's not that the world is suddenly different, but that your presence within it is more defined, more intentional. The landscape of your week starts to arrange itself in response to this shift. Even the smallest decisions feel more significant, as if each one is a soft rehearsal for something larger that's just out of view. The anticipation you carry begins to shape your path, inviting both new possibilities and old feelings to the surface. As your path unfolds, the Six of Cups emerges with a gentle but persistent presence. This week, the past is not distant. Instead, it arrives in moments of reflection, in familiar faces, or in the echo of a memory that still stirs up emotion. There's a push and pull between wanting to revisit what was and needing to move forward. You might feel the tug of unfinished business, or the warmth of nostalgia coloring your present choices. Relationships from earlier chapters in your life could resurface, either in reality or in your thoughts, bringing both comfort and a faint tension. There's friction here, not in the form of conflict, but as a quiet question: what is worth bringing forward and what is meant to be left behind? The pressures of the week are subtle but real. Circumstances may ask you to consider old patterns or revisit decisions made in a different time, with a different heart. The momentum isn't always forward. Sometimes it circles back, inviting you to see how much you've changed and what still lingers. You may notice yourself responding to current events with feelings that belong to an earlier version of you. This isn't regression, but a chance to integrate. The Six of Cups doesn't just offer sweet memories. It also brings the challenge of honoring your history without being held back by it. As the week progresses, you may feel a gentle pressure to reconcile who you were with who you are now. This can show up in the way you speak with loved ones, the choices you make in familiar settings, or the way you treat yourself when old insecurities flare. There's an opportunity to allow the past to inform, but not dictate, your present path. The friction lies in recognizing that comfort isn't always the same as growth, and that sometimes the line between the two is blurry. Each time you pause to remember, you're also offered a chance to choose again, with new eyes and a fuller heart. The path you walk now is shaped by your willingness to engage with these returning feelings and memories. Your conscious awareness, the way you notice your reactions, the way you reflect rather than repeat, becomes the key to unlocking what's possible this week. If you move through your days on autopilot, the old patterns may simply replay themselves, creating a sense of déjà vu or lingering dissatisfaction. But if you bring your full presence to each moment, the tension between past and present can become creative rather than constricting. The potential for growth and movement only becomes real when you meet these moments with curiosity, rather than judgment or avoidance. What unfolds next depends on how gently and honestly you invite your own story forward, without letting it define every step. When you meet the moment with intention, the Eight of Wands reveals itself as the pulse of your potential. Suddenly, what felt slow or tangled begins to loosen. There's a quickening, a sense that energy is moving, both within and around you. This is not about forcing outcomes or chasing certainty, but about allowing momentum to gather where it naturally wants to go. You might find communication flows more freely, conversations that once felt stalled now pick up pace, and ideas that lingered at the edges of your mind come into sharper focus. There's an invitation here to trust where things are moving, even if you don't have every answer. Growth comes not from pushing, but from aligning with the current that's already building. The Eight of Wands doesn't promise a dramatic breakthrough, but it does offer a glimpse of what happens when you release old hesitations and let your energy move outward. You may notice small accelerations, quick decisions, spontaneous invitations, moments when clarity arrives with surprising speed. The invitation is to allow yourself to participate fully, to let your efforts and intentions meet the world without apology or delay. It's a feeling of being in sync, of moving with rather than against the momentum. This doesn't erase the past, but carries its wisdom forward, allowing you to act with confidence and openness. The potential here is not in what you achieve, but in how you allow change to find you, in your willingness to move, speak, and respond from a place that honors both where you've been and where you're headed. As the week draws to a close, the threads of King of Wands, Six of Cups, and Eight of Wands weave together into a quieter understanding. Your strength this week has not been about bold declarations or dramatic gestures, but about how you hold your own flame steady, even as old memories resurface and new momentum beckons. You've carried both longing and anticipation, walking the line between reflection and action. The ache of the past has softened, not because you've ignored it, but because you've allowed it to be seen and felt. Each memory, each echo of an old feeling, has become part of your present wisdom. You've shown yourself that readiness doesn't mean having control over every outcome. It means listening for the moment when your energy naturally wants to move. When that moment came, you allowed yourself to step forward, not with force, but with a quiet trust in your own direction. The week's events have revealed that movement can be gentle and swift at the same time, and that real growth is found in how you welcome change, not in how you resist it. There's a deep reassurance in knowing that your past is never truly left behind, but can become the foundation for new choices, new connections, and new moments of clarity. You close this week not with final answers, but with a calmer mind and a stronger sense of your own capacity to meet whatever comes next. The journey continues, but you carry forward the warmth of your own steady fire, the lessons of memory, and the exhilarating sense of movement that comes from living in alignment with yourself. Actionable insights for Pisces this week. This week's emotional current invites you to move gently where you usually pause. Try starting one conversation you've been thinking about, even if it's just a few words. Let yourself linger with an old memory and notice how it feels today. If you feel a burst of energy, see where it leads without planning every step. Spoken word affirmations to repeat aloud for a more positive mindset. I recognize the strength in my quiet fire. What I carry from the past belongs to me now. My energy moves where it is needed most. I trust the pace of my own unfolding. And now, dear friend, I thank you for giving me your time. I truly hope I have given you something helpful in return. Goodbye and good luck until next time.